I had this problem, or challenge, if you will. It used to be when the weather got bad in previous years, instead of doing intervals on the outside, I'd have to go do intervals on the inside. So I set up my trainer and with the intent of doing the intervals, but then I ended up doing a Zwift race. And Zwift races are not the same as doing intervals. Hey, cycling community, this is Steve, Grusis the Cycling Greek. This is my second race back after going to the hospital getting cardioverted about 6 weeks ago. I have a video on that in one of my most recent videos, so if you're interested, go back and check it out. Because of how I painstakingly distribute these videos after I create them, there's a lot of you viewers. So let me just catch you up a bit. I'm 70 years old. I'm still racing bicycles in my old age. And when I was 60, I contracted atrial fibrillation. And this last time that took me to the hospital, I actually had atrial flutter, which is a different part of the heart. Okay, so now you're caught up. As for this race, I've never done this race before and I've never done this course, and for some reason we're all dressed in tweed and we're all racing on what appears to be foldable bikes. And the view is not your standard view. I don't know if I hit a key by mistake, but this is what we have, and this is what I discovered after we started racing, so I just went with it. Since I don't have the view that I'm used to, I'm not only focusing on what I'm seeing in front of me here, but also with that map in the upper right hand corner. I can see if we're stretched out. I can see if people are behind me. I can see where I am in a stretched out peloton. And right now, I'm at the back of it. So we have 45 people that we started with, and I believe we've already had a split, and we have about 28, 29 in the front group. To race in this category, you have to have between 270 and 390 points. I have 333, so I'm pretty much right in the middle, but I've been in that situation before, and it seems like I would just get trounced because there's a lot of people that are in the top half of that point range. Taking kind of a snapshot as to where we are with the race, I am still with the front group, the main peloton. There's 28 of us here. Usually I'm floating at the back when we're stretched out, and when we're not stretched out and we're grouped up, I try to work my way up to get toward the front so I can do a little bit of sagging once the speed picks up. Now focusing on the data in the upper left-hand corner, my FTP during the race season is around 265 watts, so it's probably a lot less now. My heart rate bordering between tempo and threshold is around 145, 146. Crossing over 6 miles to go in this 10.2 mile race, it's getting harder and harder for me to stay with this group. Here's an example of what I was talking about before. They bunch up, I go toward the front just to get some buffer, so when they do speed up and I can't keep up with them, I can sag back. Because if I just stayed back there and they sped up, I'd probably be spit out the back. My eyes are often on that insert map in the upper right-hand corner and to the placing of where I am right below that. Now, one of the things I mentioned before is that I should be doing intervals right now. So what I did something a little different this time, and it seems to be working out, at least I hope so. As part of the warm-up, and even before the warm-up, so to speak, I was doing my intervals. Now, ordinarily if I was outside, I'd be doing 4x4 VO2 max intervals. And again, because I was cardioverted recently, I was working my way up on the power on that. So this last week I was around threshold and I felt pretty comfortable. So today I was going to start the VO2 max part. Keeping in mind that power is power, I was having a hard time keeping up the power that I was doing last week on the trainer. I always find doing the same power on the outside as compared to the trainer much harder on the trainer, much harder. If it's the same for you guys, please comment below. Okay, back to the action on the screen. I remember as I was approaching 3 miles to go, things were getting much harder for me, and I was thinking that I was going to be getting dropped soon. And so I was looking at the back on the map, on the data on the right to see who's the closest to me. Will I be able to make it to the line before they catch me in the back? Whenever I've done Zwift races in the past, my main goal was to finish in the top half. So with 45, that means I have to get 20 seconds or better. So if I last till the end, that means I have to beat 6 people that are in this front group. Being in the middle of point spread, being 70, being recently cardioverted, I'm not putting my money on that. As we were approaching 2 miles to go, I noticed that the group seems to be just waiting for the sprint. So that means I get a little bit chance to rest. Now there's a few people that have taken off and my rest is going out the window. Maybe my place in the pack, in the front pack, is going out the window too. So I'm doing what I can just to stay toward the front, and so far I am. Now, I tried to go with that guy, but I'm thinking I can't do that, so I just kind of waited a little bit, soft pedaled for a couple strokes, and let some people get in front of me, and they got way in front of me, and it took me a bit of energy to catch up to them. Ordinarily, because I can't sprint very well, this is where I start to look at where I can attack, but that's with this easier group. Certainly not with this group. I'm just hanging on, and I'm trying to ride wheels so I'm staying toward the front so I can finish in that top half. It's now 1K to go. If you look in the upper part of the video, I have that arrow power up that I've been saving. So ordinarily I want to do that toward the end, but I'm thinking that I'm going to have to do that sooner just to keep up with these guys. So now we're on the finishing straight. I hit that power up, and now I'm just going as hard as I can. I'm trying to catch people in front of me without getting past, all the while just trying to catch the next rider. We have riders generating orange numbers, and I can't even get to 5 watts per kilogram, but I get 13th, almost in the top 25%. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. As always, remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.